why there's no mention of God creating the planets or really anything beyond Earth when he creates Earth and everything on it back in Genesis?
No, but I have a feeling you're going to tell us why.
Come closer. It's a secret. It's because the people who were writing it didn't know about planets yet. It's as simple as that. In fact,
No. The story of the Bible is a love story. It has a specific point. In Genesis, creation, then the fall, and then God says to the serpent, there's going to be enmity between your seed and the woman's seed. Prophecy about what? The coming Messiah. The Old Testament points to a Messiah. There's a coming king. There's a coming Messiah. Then a Messiah comes. Then, oh, it's Jesus. Then it's about Jesus and his ministry and his life and what was happening, what he was preaching about, what he was teaching about. Then his disciples, right, take his message and go on to the rest of the world. And then Revelation is, this is how everything is going to end. So the Bible is not a science book where it's telling you everything you need to know about astrophysics 101 and everything you need to know about geology 101. It has things in it, but its primary purpose is not to tell us about Neptune, Venus, Mars, Uranus. It's funny to say that one. The primary point of the Bible is not to tell you about the cosmos. It tells you who made the cosmos, correct, but it doesn't need to tell you in specificity that, like, this is how many rings this has. No. Humans, you can do that on your own time. This is not that type of book. This is a book for your salvation, not for your, hey, I need to know more about the planets. But you probably gonna have better points than this, right?
it's as simple as that. In fact, the people who wrote most of the Bible didn't know much of anything about anything. They didn't know how shit worked. I mean, think about Joshua 10 and 12.
But imagine this, right? We have a culture that knows how these things work. We're like, oh, we know how this works. It's because of this molecule, and this happens because of this, and this happens because of that. But then as soon as you ask the atheist, right, the materialist, hey, but why? Pin dropped. The Bible is telling you about the who did it. Science just tells you about the how it's being done. How does water boil? Well, it gets to a certain temperature, then the molecules all jiggle around a bunch, and then heat, and then and that's how thermodynamics and how water boils. But then if I ask you, why is the water boiling, right? Another correct answer, not negating the other answer, but complementing it would be, Auntie Deborah's making me tea. You see how that's both logical? It both works. You can say why it's happening, why the water's boiling, because someone's making tea, and then we can go into the science of what causes water to boil, what's the boiling point, X, Y, and Z. We can talk about the laws of internal combustion and how that works and the science behind that, but that will never get you to Henry Ford. Henry Ford is the why the car is here, but internal combustion is why the car works. So you know all this stuff about how things work, but not where things come from, why they're there, why we have something instead of nothing. The atheist is clueless about these questions because your worldview doesn't permit you to go beyond that scope of the here and now and what we can see and test in a tube. But why is there something at all?